What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. You know what? I'm I'm going to say this real quick about Canelo Alvarez versus Jermall Charlo. Now, going by Jermall Charlo's last fight, which was 2 years ago, okay, 2 years and some change, Jermall Charlo didn't look his best in that fight. Okay, Canelo didn't impress me in his last fight. He didn't impress me in the Triple G fight. Okay, but the difference between Canelo and Charlo is Canelo's been active. Okay, I don't know exactly what Charlo's been doing, and if, the videos, even him like in tears going through his personal situations and stuff, and things like that. It took him away from boxing. And you heard him even say, like, people want to see him fight certain guys. Of course, I want to fight these guys, but I feel like I don't have nothing left to give y'all. And like, I'm so like going through things, stressed out, burnt out, personal life situations. So, what type of training has he been doing? How focused? How far off course is he? And now, like I said, if this fight actually does happen and he takes this fight without a warm up, that's on him. But also remember something. Charlo might not be as far off as we think. And you got to remember, him and Canelo are like the same age. So it's not like something where it's, years apart. It's a big gap or something. For Charlo to be chosen, I truly simply believe it's simply because he hasn't been in the ring in over 2 years. And that shit could backfire on Canelo. Because I don't think Charlo is going to show up for a fight with anyone just to show up. Like, I don't believe he's going to show up just to collect a check and say, hey, well, I tried. Like, I believe he's coming to win. And throughout the years, no matter what's been said about Canelo, Charlo always tried to say something positive about Canelo. And I believe what he was trying to do as well was hit the nail on the head and get himself in a fight with Canelo. Because like he accused Demetrius Andre of running from his brother. Come on, bro. How long have you been calling out Canelo? How long have your brother been calling out Canelo? So he won't say the same things about Canelo as he would say about Demetrius Andre. You see what I mean? And I think it's more of a, all right, if I say something about Canelo, if I say the same things everybody else is saying, I won't get the fight. But at the end of the day, hey, man, these things could backfire. I was thinking about how when Larry Holmes was retired, he wasn't even boxing. And Don King, flew out to where he is and told him we got the Mike Tyson fight. And Larry said it first. He's like, man, I ain't fighting nobody. And then however many 3 million or whatever it was, he said that the fight that he had for him. And that's what got him out. And then on top of that, Larry didn't even have the proper amount of time to train for Mike Tyson that he was, promised. So, yeah, just saying, those things happened. And, that ended in 4 rounds. Not to mention, Larry was 38, definitely wasn't the same, fighter as he was far removed from his prime. But just saying, and that's the thing. And Mike was in his early 20s or whatever, early mid 20s, whatever. Charlo and Canelo are the same age. And this just could be one of those, I'm not going to say a banana peel fight because Charlo is right there in skill level with Canelo. I just feel like because he hasn't been active, that's only natural that people are going to look at him as the underdog in this fight. But if he's on, if he's motivated and he's ready, just saying, Canelo could be in trouble. He could be in trouble. We don't know. And this is why I'm saying it depends on what Charlo's doing in these 2 years. It really does. But Once you take a fight, that's it. You can't take the fight, lose, and then say, man, I ain't fought in 2 years. It shows I got heart. No, no. It's not what it's about, man. You don't take something you're not ready for. And that's what I'm saying. Don't take something that you're not ready for. So for him to take this fight, if the fight happens, again, if the fight actually happens, okay, I haven't heard the official announcement. I'll check into it again after this video at some point during the day. But if he takes this fight, it is what it is. But just saying, one thing, when you expect the worst out of a person, that shit could backfire. Because what I'm saying is Jermall Charlo could have been far more active than we thought. Now, I do know a couple of weeks ago when he was talking to Demetrius Andre was saying, you look fat, man, and was asking him how much does he weigh, and he said he was 180. So I doubt that if this fight does happen, one thing's for sure is Canelo's going to be the one calling the shots. I don't see Canelo fighting at 165 catch weight with Charlo. If this fight happens, it's going to be full-fledged 168. Now, my thing is, Charlo told Demetrius Andre, I never fought at 168, though. And he was the one talking about 165. He's the one that said 165. If you'll fight Canelo at 168 full-fledged, why not Demetrius Andre, right? So, bottom line is, the wake-up call, okay, to reality is either 168 or nothing with Canelo. Now, if you turn it down because it's 168, why? Because you've been holding on to that belt at 160 for a long time, and you haven't been stripped. You understand? So, 2 years, man, you haven't been stripped. So, just saying, if you're not going to fight Canelo at 168, which you the one have been calling out Canelo all these years, not the other way around. But if not, who are you going to fight at 160? I'll say it again. If you're not going to fight Demetrius Andre, if you're not going to fight a Canelo, if you don't plan at all on going to 168, it's up to him. But I think the best thing for Jermall Charlo would be to try and unify the division at 160. I mean, it's his legacy, it's his life. I just don't understand how these fighters come into, aside from the personal things that happen in their lives. I mean, I don't understand how these fighters come into this sport, they accomplish something, and just become complacent with it when there's so much more to do. But they want to be ranked amongst the top pound for pound guys. But you have to put the work in. And I don't see how y'all have all this food on the table and you guys just lose your appetite. Like, bro, come on, what are you doing? Jermall Charlo has locked the division down at 154, but he hasn't fought in a while. Munguia, who was at 160, is now at 168. So, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are letting great opportunities, go by, man. And case in point with that is a lot of these guys set back hoping to get the Canelo fight. And basically, part of that mindset is a Canelo fight is hitting the lottery. We probably won't even have to fight anymore after that or whatever. Just saying. But then what? Win, lose, or draw, then what? What do you do? Then what? Who's next? What's your next goal? So I don't know, man. I think people are looking at Jermall thinking maybe he doesn't have that fire anymore, and he himself, and it's because of his own actions and words, But just saying, for Canelo, if you're expecting, like Eddie Hearn said, I don't expect Jermall Charlo to perform well against Canelo in September. And that's understandable why he thinks that. But that's also why I feel like Charlo was the one that they chose. Now, just saying though, if Charlo is really, if he's on point, if Charlo comes in there, the Charlo of old, we're going to see what happens. But yeah, tell me what y'all think about Jermall Charlo if this fight actually does happen in September. Y'all think that he has enough time? And again, remember, we don't know how serious he's been with his training, what he's been doing. And let me just say this too. Another reason why people probably don't see him like thinking like he's been active is because him and his brother was constantly putting videos of always showing themselves in the gym training. You haven't seen that shit from either guy really. So I don't really know how active he's been and what's been going on. And that's where people are really skeptical because of his activity and feeling like, he's been stressed out, he's going through things, and he hasn't been dedicated to his training. So anyway, talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.